I'm just a little guy.
Our child shall be indigo.
Oh. Wait, are they going to be short?
Wait a minute. Shit.
Oh, God.
Wait, I mean, dark elves are short. You... Deathleos are deathleos.
I'll have you know, I'm short for a devil.
I mean, true.
I'm just fucked because I come from Airy, where everything's supposed to be bigger, and I'm small. What the fuck?
It sounds like a you problem. I mean, it's there, so they could be taller than both of us. It would be funny.
No. But also,
They can reach the top shelf.
oh my god.
It'll be so useful.
A child just so we can reach the top shelf.
So, okay, let's calm the fuck down.
Oh. Painting myself like a bloody bird.
I mean, that's what sea wings are, is it not?
Yeah. And I guess I do use them as like a cover, so just mess with them a little bit. Hey. Flap them out a bit. Let the wind get into them a little bit and they'll be fine.
Yesterday was a day.
After chaos. Yeah, it was. Sleep for most of it, and then I wake up when all the crazy shit happens.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
To be fair, I think you needed that sleep.
A little bit.
And I'm not just saying that as an encouragement, as a soft FDR.
Sure you're not. Sure you're not. But... The town made a
it's more
lot
out
of
of concern.
decisions.
Yeah.
Questionable ones, but decisions.
That's exciting and both a bit concerning. Depends on how that goes, I guess.
Morning.
I wasn't sure on exactly
Good
where it
morning.
was sign up for that.
I think on one of the boards. I'm not sure which one.
Morning.
Morning. You going somewhere?
Yeah, town hall. Got some things to sort out. Oh, after last night.
Oh, it's just like a
Yeah.
meeting thing?
I don't think it's an official meeting, but I think we're basically gonna ask for a meeting. Yeah.
You know, I wonder if the mayor's awake.
Maybe.
Hope so.
I'm going to find Tyrion. If I can. If he's awake, like usual.
Marshall's the lead.
Hello.
Morning.
I'm wearing shoes.
Morning.
I wish it was. I am tired.
Someone must have been angry and kicked into the stones.
Leave it to the one that punches the rocks to notice that.
Look, I've noticed a couple of things, and it's weird.
They're very intent.
They go on the
Yes,
foreign
it
affairs
is.
office.
It is really far in there. Like very. Like holy shit.
It's a couple of bricks that
It-
we pushed in.
It is like. Oh shit. It is like unsteadily like in. It feels like it
I
goes.
thought there are some missing stones
Oh,
there.
so wait a minute.
Oh,
Head over there.
Is it like a pattern that
Further
they
down the
decided
wall.
to go with?
No, I think it's just this wall.
No, that one.
Oh, good morning.
covered up.
Morning. Oh, yes.
What are we looking for?
No, there's just holes in the vase.
No, just pointing out the fact that
Not really
the,
holes,
the
but
walls
there's
are
missing
kind of
bricks.
unstable.
Why? Where? Which wall?
It's just kind of missing.
What? No, it's just in there. Oh, you mean trash out here? Yeah, no, I won't worry
It's
about
just
that.
a bit. I'm sure it's fine.
This one's getting covered up by the sofa.
Oh, they tried to cover up the mistake and then forgot every other hole. I need to do that today.
How we doing?
Oh, you know. Just... Yeah,
Happy
it's this
birthday,
town.
August.
Oh, thank you.
Is it dark? Ooh.
Oh boy, something the dock.
Yeah, you go and handle that, I guess. Who could be arriving?
Good question.
Next question.
Mm.
You know, I
Good
guess
question.
we'll find out. We'll find out
Eventually.
eventually. Yeah, and we'll be like, who the fuck's that? And then we'll be like, oh, okay, that's the new one.
I guess.
You know, you gotta make sure that your limbs are all proper and limber.
I feel so bad for anyone who dislikes this sound. Hold on, I must.
Oh, there you go.
You know, this is gonna be real fucking awkward when we find out Tyrion's not there and we've just been clicking our hands. No.
Yes, we're preparing for him, definitely. I'm totally not just cracking them because I need to.
Wait, this door's unlocked.
It's been unlocked. I noticed it a bit ago.
Shit.
What do you mean, shit? It just goes into the barracks, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, at least it's not that door.
It's fair, but I mean, I could.
Oh, you hopped on the chair.
I guess. I mean, I could just.
Open the door.
Doors don't really have a meaning to me.
You know, I need a...
People don't really think about that. That magic kind of just lets you get anywhere you want. Usually. If you have the right spell.
Yeah, why? Yeah, I got flappy wings and I'd use wind magic and go.
Now, he can fucking fly. I mean, some others can
Yeah, I
too,
can fucking
in
fly.
general.
Door.
And I can just
Give me a
become
button.
a shadow and become non-visible. To a degree.
Well, if you guys need discretion, that's you. But if you need straight to the point, I could just punch through the door.
You're not wrong.
So we got sneak through it, blast through it, fly over it.
We're missing one. Where's you didn't see me? That's Phoenix.
What? God, what was the it was the nursery.
I want to see.
You gotta go. You can't go under it. You can't go through it. You gotta go over it.
I want to see a phoenix size, like I want to see a phoenix shaped hole in the wall.
I want Phoenix to just try to sneak around somewhere and just I want to witness him scream at someone, "You don't see me," and then them to turn around and keep going.
Yeah.
You don't see me. Must have been the wind.
Reaches for large ass sword. "You don't see me."
Zero stealth, 20 intimidation.
Exactly.
I didn't do it.
Huh?
What did you not do?
Oh.
School uniform. Anyway, bye.
They just nyared us.
No, I think they showed the outfit.
I think she stole a uniform.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, sure. I guess.
I mean,
I don't
That's
care.
not under our supervision.
I don't give a shit.
Their problem.
I mostly just care about.
It's not like
The
it's
magical
not like they can really
thing,
pretend to not be who they are.
Yeah, true. Did you be spirit?
If they would, good question. For no, I was gonna say for spirit, they would have put on said guard's armor and they were to vanish. Would the armor just drop right there?
That's a very good question.
That is a good
That's the
question.
question.
That is it. Next
The
question.
that's the question you asked God about.
Next question. I don't think I ever experienced it, so I don't know. I think most just
None.
make their own clothes. Out of themselves. I know CC has a physical body though. I do know that. Because I had to treat it.
Isn't that weird one that makes a poncho out of clay?
CC and Mimi,
Wait, there's another one?
Ori. Yeah, we summoned them. We didn't summon them, but they. Yeah, no, they're here. Like a dog.
I only know
cat,
CC and
wolf,
Ori.
dog thing. Yeah, no, that was
What do you
just
mean by
Mimi.
this Mimi?
Like green.
It's not much.
Alright then.
Could satiate something for the morning? It's freshly cooked, and I don't know if you're into that. This is a friend.
What uniform did
were
you
you
see?
here last night?
Maybe want to put it down, but
Do you know
I
of
was
what
asleep.
exactly
I know what
Right,
they
what?
told me.
I
cool
told
things?
her overnight.
I mean, yeah, I got a marble.
Unless more happened after I went to sleep.
Sure you
But
know.
I doubt it. I hope not.
Crunch,
Did
crunch,
anything else
crunch.
happen?
No,
I
you don't
saw-
need
You,
saw
you
the
know of
whole-
Luna?
You chose.
Yeah, I saw that bit. And I was like,
They're
no,
hard to beat of.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're hard to beat of glass.
Yeah, that's about it,
Nothing.
really.
Cool.
No,
No,
nothing
yeah,
else happened.
okay. Nothing else happened beyond that. Okay.
Oh, thank you. I'm
Good.
truly honored.
Besides them being hungry.
I'm gonna collect my
What do you
stuff.
wish
Did
uniform
they
did you
hunt?
take?
I
have to
assume they went out and hunted
I
then.
took a cool thing.
Not
I don't know where it came from.
exactly.
It came from a magic thing.
Kix is going to keep an
A
eye.
magic thing.
what do you mean? Not
Yeah.
What does
Well,
that
yeah.
mean?
That's a worrying thing to
What
say.
do you mean, not exactly?
It was cold and old.
We're down a sheep.
I'll be back. Figure something out.
They
I think I
glow.
know where you can stay.
You glow.
People aren't going to bother.
Tyrion owes 2 sheep now.
Oh, the glowing.
Oh, it's 2 now. I thought it was just 1.
I glow.
Two?
He just gave away our sheep without permission, so he has to buy it.
Ah.
He has to buy. He has
Because
to
they
make
have a
up
cool
for the one
glowing thing on
he fed,
That's glowing.
and
You
then
could
I
do
will
it.
take
another
your
one to make up
eyes.
for it.
Oh, okay. That hurts. But
That's
you
what I'm
know,
saying, anyways.
it-
Tyrion, you gotta buy 2
you have-
sheep.
Pardon?
You have to buy 2 sheep.
Those sheep, to my understanding, aren't even the towns. They're Eris's. They're personal property.
You have already been told not to. touch.
Right? To my understanding.
And I intended to provide due
I thought they
compensation.
I don't remember this.
Why didn't you just make her go outside and hunt in the forest that's next to us?
Considering the amount of travelers in the area, it would have been dangerous, especially considering if any of the townsfolk were out there,
Go with
then they
them.
might have been seen as a target. You think I can keep up with them like that?
Someone could.
People.
It was a decision made in the moment, and it is not my best decision, I will freely admit.
I like cool.
Whatever.
And I'll provide more than adequate compensation for it. You have my assurance on that.
That one makes cool marbles.
But in any case, is there another reason why everybody is standing in the barracks?
I wanted to know what the plan is, because to my understanding from what they told me, nothing was decided. At all.
My current plan is to settle the issues in the town and make sure that her passage is not going to cause any problems. And then speaking to Talia to see if we can use the island. It's a private location. She could hunt by fishing. It's
Fair.
for now. And it would solve the problems that would be inherent of letting her freely hunt in the forests.
Wait, where did we put the mermaid's hunting ground?
I
Mermaid
believe that was
hunting ground?
underneath the docks.
Okay, never mind
Oh,
then.
then there will be no conflict. In any
Then again,
case,
I'm not the one that helped her.
is there anything else at this time?
Not pertinent. We can figure out later what the properly deal beyond the town. As
Right.
as much as I hate nobles, we do have to compromise for them. We can't just say no.
I sent a message to the Baron in regards to the situation. I had a couple people look over it. I will read out as such to the council later if we wish to engage in a meeting. I don't know if the mayor's in today.
Yeah, she's outside.
Good.
It might
In
be
any
good to
case,
know what was sent.
Yeah.
Huh? I was painting.
Painting. In my
Her
barracks.
fingers are covered in black.
Where?
I was painting. On over there. I made a cool adventure map.
Problems for later. Right. In any case, to the rest of you, Luna will likely be moving about the barracks at this point in time, but she should not be able to move otherwise. Granted, if she does manage to escape, it's best to not take any antagonizing action towards her.
Yeah.
Very likely leave you alone if you don't cause her harm. If she does,
I stacked so
you have my
many
full
cups on
authority
top
to
of each other. You should see it. It's a
incapacitate
cool record. So free. You wanna see it?
you guys will be ordered.
I guess in the main barracks.
If you deem it necessary, otherwise get
No,
out
it's
of
over
her
here.
way.
See, I go in this room all the time.
I know, so
But
you
I
have to
was like,
ask. but
I'll
right
be
now, I
sure
don't
to
want
tell
you
the
to
ones who can't defend themselves exactly that.
Probably not something that's been dead for,
Good,
say,
thank you.
a month or so. That would probably be too long.
Let's get this solved. Alright, let's go.
It went to your room.
Robbie? What?
It went to your room.
Did he miss what I fucking just said?
Wait. Luna, hold on. No.
Did he miss the words that came out of my mouth?
I guess so, yeah.
The captain is coming back with food with the town kids. You don't like this.
There's,
It's not that there's bad actors out there. It's best if we stay in here for now. Nice and safe. Nice and
You know what, sure, I'll tell him exactly that, word for word. The captain has said the people who can't defend themselves are to defend themselves. I'll tell them.
yeah.
I don't like his choice. It's a bad choice. I don't know what else to say. It's a bad choice. But I don't care. I have stopped caring. Why? Because my deal is magic. I don't give a fuck about safety. Apparently neither does he. So I will tell the towns that.
Yeah. What the fuck am I supposed to... I'm not a fighter. What am I supposed to do?
What the fuck am I supposed to do? I have this as in intimidation. I'm not actually skilled with it. I know how to use it. There is a difference.
Oh, God.
You know, I'm going to purposely seek out...
Tyrion's room.
Whatever.
Good.
I am going to purposely seek out the people who don't know how to use weapons or defend themselves and let them know that Tyrion has told them to defend themselves.
Yeah.
At least, in a sense. Because when I told him,
Yeah.
oh, I'll be sure to tell the people that can't defend themselves to defend themselves should they need to against Luna, should they get out. And then he just said, yes, do that. I was like, huh? You fucking what? Did you mishear what I said? I have been...
See the size of them?
I made that sarcasm so vividly obvious. I don't think it could be any more obvious.
I think we find Violet and be like, yo.
Where is Violet? They might... or Amaris? You know what? Amaris might be the good choice. Wait, but are they...
Yeah.
Right, find both of them. Both of them works.
Find both. Yeah.
Both
I mean, they're
works.
probably both at the cafe right now.
Good. Go, perfect. Perfect place. Holy shit.
Oh, piss, it's closed. They're not here.
Motherfucker. It's fucking feek.
Oh no, the cafe's not open. Whatever will you do? We're opening a tavern, so you can eat if you want. Have you seen?
Danke.
Amaris, and I forgot.
Oh, right. You know what? I just need to let... I'm just going to let people know. I know you can, but I love this. Luna is apparently going to be confined to the barracks, but should they get out, leave her be. However, should she do anything, defend yourself. That's it. Incapacitate.
Wonderful, reasonable, Leafside,
However, when I was being sarcastic and told him, "Oh sure, I'll tell the people who can't defend themselves to defend themselves," he said, "Yes, do that."
Yeah.
And I was like, "What the fuck?"
Who did that again?
Tyrion. Tyrion told me to do this. I said this to Tyrion as a sarcastic
was he finally
remark.
enough? Oh no.
And he said, "Yeah, sure, do that." And I'm so fucking confused. The captain of the guard has given up on safety, apparently.
Don't worry, CC has an axe, so we'll be fine.
And you know what? That is the least of my worries right now. There's a fucking anathema in the barracks.
I may ask, is there something that's going on?
Hopefully, something you won't need to worry about. But
No, in this town, it's probably something.
if you see a large creature with the purple glowing bits on their chest, it's pretty obvious. It's Luna, apparently.
In glowing purple. Yes.
And
You know,
they're supposed to be locked in the barracks.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, you go.
No,
The bar. If you want to go to the tavern,
I know
tavern's
what you
open.
mean.
No, so, yeah, tavern's fine. Luna's in the barracks.
For now.
For now.
No, I think
For
what
now.
I think what they're trying to say is they just want to get back to work and ignore it.
I'm just gonna get to work.
Yeah, you could do
What would
that.
you have gotten if you went to the tavern? Tea?
Tea, any sort of, I guess, grain.
Tea and bread?
Bread. Yeah.
Okay, just asking for fun.
Sure.
Oh, that's someone who I haven't seen in a while.
Jesus Christ. Where did they go?
Is someone dying?
Arun out at the tavern.
It's not dying, but maybe later.
Perhaps.
Well, Violet needs to call a council meeting. What are you all doing?
See.
Warning the town about a certain Luna.
You know, it's been a while.
And how
What do we need
and how the
to know?
captain of the guard has told anyone if she is to get out of the barracks, where she is currently being held in town hall, the barracks. If she gets out, just to leave her
Maybe
alone, unless she does
So,
something in which
Luna
you are to
might
defend
be one of those
yourself in an
anathema
incapacitating way.
that are like.
And when I asked him word for
They're
word,
very,
so
like,
should I tell the
big
people who
and
can't defend
dangerous,
themselves to defend
that
themselves?
she's in
He said
barracks.
yes.
And
Well, my tolerance is in the
basically,
toilet
if
for
she
this whole
gets out of the
situation, if I'm
barracks,
being
I'm
completely
willing not
honest,
to be
so-
aggressive because otherwise
Same.
she's aggressive back, and that's where the danger might come in.
Also, hi. I feel like I never see you.
Yes, it's
Yeah, no one ever sees me. It's alright. I disappear into the night
You're
when I
so
want
tall. How do you
How?
not you? We do need to have a council meeting though, seriously. Violet's calling for us.
Yeah.
So I need you.
good. Okay. Well, I mean,
I'll be
Tria's
there.
here as well. I had a magic.
Yes, both of you.
And
Yeah,
stand in for
you said
foreign
it.
affairs.
All three of you.
But also, it's good to see you, Flora. You're cool.
to. It is good. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Please make your way up top when
I'm
you're ready,
thinking,
preferably soon.
Also,
if
in
something happens
soon.
and
need to find the weapon.
I can fight them fist to fist. What is it?
Oh yeah, no, I believe that. In a couple of days, we're gonna go be looking for. Do you know about the ancestor Defleo?
It's in the cave.
I heard, yeah, no. Do you think
We-
Otto
we-
can
we
keep
got-
his mouth shut for about anything with me? No.
True. We're going on a little expedition to maybe go get one of their other bones. And see if you wanted to join in and do stuff.
Sure. Can I buy
Hell
one?
yeah! Probably.
I'll make sure there's a lust at least one, so like it's respectful, cause I'm a lusty fleur, you know. So that it will have no repercussions for me, cause I am awesome.
Oh yeah.
Look at my trustworthy smile. Yeah, I'll take that. I saw flying. Oh fuck.
That's my smile.
Gabby,
Hi, it's me.
council meeting's being called.
Oh yeah.
All right,
we
Al.
should probably go to this meeting.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
They did say as soon as possible.
Yeah, as soon
You
as
know what?
possible.
You know what? I like when I sit down.
You know, a sit down sounds good. It does sound good.
It'll be good before everything goes to shit.
But I'm
Yeah.
curious what Violet wants, though, specifically.
True.
Because they didn't really... I don't think they've been awake.
No, I
And Amaris has been
Mr.
kind of
Vincent.
out of everything for recently. I believe for their own reasons, but...
Yeah, wait. What the? That was so.
Let's see, we're missing Vincent.
Wait, you're not by yourself? What? Hi.
Well, happy birthday, Arvis.
Happy birthday, Alice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Vincent and Gwen.
He's fucking old. Apparently.
What the fuck?
What?
I'm happy, you know, I'm only in my 30s. Okay. Which for definitely was still pretty young.
Well, I mean, I am only 125? Question mark? I forget.
I remember when I was
Usually counting after
125.
Yeah, kind of. That's when things kind of stop.
500
I'm
is pretty alright.
187.
Well, I was right.
Is there
Crazy
anything or
times.
anyone we're gonna be missing today?
Head of engineering?
I didn't see
Haven't seen
Otto.
Otto at all.
Vincent.
God, that'd be an interesting one to be missing.
Where I have seen Gwen.
For this.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's probably one of the worst ones to be missing, honestly, because he's probably constructing another bomb.
I can't even argue.
I,
with you on
I
that.
can't argue with that one.
No. No,
However,
you can't, because I've seen him do it multiple times.
would you
at this point.
consider defending a possible threat worse or better?
I mean, he could
There
technically be
always-
making that bomb to use against said threat.
I mean, to my
Yes,
understanding of what he's
that's-
defending, it's literally a creature that, granted, could be fine. I don't know, but I don't really trust it. But they are creatures that are basically not designed. Their nature is to blend in and gain trust before killing everyone.
Yes, sentience.
You've been informed
I
of
was
the whole.
briefly
inevitable,
described
yeah.
it by my wife, so yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
so you're aware.
Been telling me things.
We love having anathema in our town.
Well, we haven't did the
Yeah,
whole
it's
ceremony
bad.
yet, but you know.
Oh, maybe the flower boy.
I hope whatever he sent to that Baron wasn't. No, we're not doing it.
Yeah. Did you know Tyrion sent a letter to the Baron?
No.
About this
We're
situation?
going to have a meeting on what to write in it.
Apparently
Yeah.
He's just sent a letter.
Apparently it was sent
Okay.
already.
Oh well.
I trust
hoping.
Tyrion's good word that it would be reasonable enough and not stupid.
I just hope it
Um,
was a compromise and not whatever I heard.
A surrendering.
Well, more along the lines of the only way we get what Otto and a bunch of other people apparently want for the anathema in our town, I will refuse. I will. It's fine. I guess it's majority decision, but it's my honest opinion they really shouldn't be here, given everything they have done is exactly what the people that came yesterday warned us they would do, which is blend in, gain trust, then kill everyone. And also feed off of negative shit, but whatever. Yeah.
After this meeting, you need to go talk to Alessandre.
Varum?
The thing she brought back to help Wolfric about that.
Alright. Sure.
I'll bring you there once it's over.
My eyes. Alright, let me know. But where was I? Right. To my understanding of what Arvis told me, is that there was no end decision of that last meeting. However, it sounded like a lot of people were just hard denying the people who were here on Baron's signature, as well as suspicious of them, and a bunch of other things. As well as just simply going to deny them.
And silence them.
Basically.
Which is a stupid idea.
Captain's apparently going to the farm. I've notified the 2 lieutenants. I think they're going to let him know and bring him here. I don't think I've seen any of the other council members. I haven't seen the magistrate. I haven't seen the minister.
I did see Blake earlier.
You did?
I believe he was talking
I haven't seen him.
Iris.
Check the well.
Check where? Oh, wait. Oh, the well.
The well outside, not the one next to the building, the one outside.
That's right, there was a dead body we forgot about.
We already did an autopsy on it.
I'm sorry, what? Forgot about?
Okay, that I didn't know about.
No, we dragged him to the autopsy already.
Sort of dealing with the shit yesterday. Anyway.
Yeah, there was a dead body in the well.
I see.
At least around 3 months ago.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find anyone.
A rotted dead corpse.
Yes,
Mm.
recovered from the siege.
But, in my honest opinion, the best course of action for that letter would have been, if it is, hopefully it is, would have been, we will attempt to, we have a few in our midst that seem to be reasonable. We can keep them here and try to tame them. It may sound like horrible wording, but to the Baron, it sounds like we may have something we could utilize in possible anything.
What's the word? It's not tame. It's similar to tame, but you do it with
Domesticate.
people. Acclimate? No,
That works.
It's acclimate.
Yes, I guess, but the issue you run into is they won't see them as people. They'll see them as creatures.
Against your enemies. Send in the shapeshifters.
True.
Were you awake for that monster attack? 'Cause I was in the veil, I wasn't here.
Granted, I do understand the reasoning for the wording you use. It makes sense if it's, but the Baron isn't going to see them as people. I'm sorry, but that is true.
Who told you? Who told you?
And if we don't see them, if we see them as people and he doesn't, the letter will conflict.
Sheep next to it. And only 3 sheep left, so... But
And
other
he'll
animals
have a
would be
problem with it, most likely, or read it and look at it wrong and a whole bunch of things.
One moment. I'm trying to remember what the other animals that are in there. I know we have the chickens or the ducks.
We have chickens and ducks, and that's about it. But they're all accounted for.
I thought there was the jumping.
They keep jumping out. They're very hard to keep in fences. You have to breed them from birth to... It's a very complicated process, but you breed them in such a way that they can't jump higher than the fence when they grow up.
Okay, right.
Hey, Snowball. Have you told Arvis happy birthday?
It's your birthday?
Oh?
Yeah.
It's his birthday, yeah.
Happy
That was his
birthday.
birthday.
Thank you.
Come closer.
Thank you.
Come closer. Come closer.
I'm closer.
Hugs.
You know, I think the tavern serves cake.
It does.
We should have cake tonight.
Oh
We
my
should.
god.
We should if things don't go too.
Could you
Awful.
make it into an ice cream cake
You know
with
what?
your
It doesn't
magic
matter.
powers?
We'll have
I
cake
could.
tonight.
Oh,
We'll have cake
it's
tonight.
not bad.
Okay.
I decided.
Stay near someone that can defend you tonight.
Yeah.
Or in
I've
general.
been told that
I
like
d-
4 different times.
Okay,
Good.
well,
Good.
seeing as
That's
Snowbell
good.
is quite heavily associated with this council, we should probably let her know about why.
Well, I
properly.
mean, yeah, Luna is.
Wasn't it that vampire stuff?
No.
No, this is Luna.
Luna is one of the anathema, and they are in the barracks.
Things
Being.
that eat the sheep.
Yes, I'm well aware.
Yes. No, but Snowbell doesn't know who it was. They,
Oh.
all you've
Who
been
was it?
informed. It was Luna that ate it. On
And apparently it was
What?
Tyrion's choice.
Tyrion's
What?
You'll hear the truth from me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
On the phone too.
As a
he'll
part
be
as
around, he'll be around shortly.
of his own
He's
words,
dealing with-
a bad in the moment decision.
His usual stuff.
Better lady of sheep.
Yeah, specifically a few things regarding a sheep.
I can't say his reasons for it were correct, but they also weren't invalid.
There's no correct reason.
If they
When
sent
Talia was turning into a werewolf, we weren't giving her fucking sheep to eat.
I don't know about that, but if he's not wrong, if they did get sent out to hunt instead of somewhere in town, the people that are being hired by the Baron would kill her. Most likely, or try to. If no one went with her. That could keep up.
I mean, technically, we still have the head.
Is it
They
head?
didn't take the head with them?
No, they handed it off to medical. It is in the clinic currently.
What head?
The anathema head.
Oh. I didn't know they had that.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's fine. It's a small detail.
But judging by the size of that head compared to Luna's, I want to say it was a whelp.
Great.
I always get a bigger head.
Snowbell, just
What?
so you know, just stay away from Luna, okay?
Still transformed.
Still
I
transformed.
know what they look like. I saw it with my spell.
Alright.
So we're just waiting on Tyrion, and then once Amaris comes back, we should be ready to begin. And also, there was another one. Blake, yes.
He is somewhere.
Since Gwyn has not been spotted, and Vincent's not accounted for currently, Blake is the other one that's still around because I seen him this morning. I know he went and spoke with Eris, or what it was seeming to be, as he was walking in her direction.
This way, this way, this way.
Oh.
What?
Hey, I brought Luna in.
What? What?
No.
I thought the meeting was about Miss Luna, so I decided to bring her in. Was it not?
No, this is a council
Okay.
meeting for council
Never
members
mind.
only.
Miss Luna, let's get out of
You
here.
don't have a marble.
Alright, bye.
I mean, her mouth is big. She could probably.
Bye.
Yeah, go on,
I'm
Luna.
sure
Love
she
the bad
could.
dog.
How does a council meeting turn into, oh, this is an everybody meeting, come on in? Here's the door.
No, you should make a sign.
We should make a sign. Really big, do not enter.
Council meeting in progress. Do not enter unless emergency.
Yeah, exactly. Unless the town's literally on fire or burning up. Or being attacked.
I mean, if it's being attacked, you could actually just look out the window.
I thought she was restricted to the
few of those
barracks.
things you look out and see it.
Couldn't
Why-
find Blake. We ran around the entire
Why are people
area,
running around?
everywhere, and we couldn't find him. So.
He's dealing with the sheep situation at the moment. Apparently.
Does he ever delegate?
Bring them to the council meeting where the heads of the town
I
are.
mean, technically, that's why they're here.
Technically, yeah, that's exactly why we're here in that case.
So he's trying to skip the bureaucracy.
I think he's
I want to talk to him after this meeting. I don't care if he's busy.
Yes, technically it was on his accord that we're there, so I imagine he's...
Wait, huh?
There are a lot of things that had to be done in the moment.
Before we go on any further, Snowball, are you heading a department at the minute?
She may be my successor.
Oh, okay, well then, never mind. Continue.
But more or less, yeah. There's a lot that we found out there. I'm not no point in hashing down until I'm sure we'll discuss it in this point, but there's a lot that came to light last night.
Well, the reason
I
I've
think the best
called this
question is-
meeting...
Yeah, that.
The reason why I called this meeting is that I've heard that there are a multitude of different decisions that have been happening around the city that still require my final approval. So, I don't need like the full stories of, everything that's happening right now. Just anything that's been on the backlog that needs to be dealt with and that you can all remember and require my decision making. I will give it, and then at the very end, I want to announce something to all of you guys once that's all sorted out. Sound simple?
Indeed.
Alright, then, what's the first thing that we need to sign off on? Anyone could speak up.
I suppose not sign off on, but the first thing that comes to mind is how we should inevitably handle the possible backlash from the whole situation with Luna yesterday. If the adventurers were operating under some kind of formal offer from any of the local lords or barons or such, it's likely we're going to be hearing something soon from them.
Okay.
I don't have a copy of their. I don't have a copy of their document, but more or less what it entailed was they had reigned to go around,
Travel
essentially
freely across the kingdom.
travel freely. However, they were not granted any authority nor any reason to force decisions. Essentially, is more make people aware of the situation, not act upon their will or force upon that. Even though it was heavily implied during the incursion yesterday that their response to the current anathema, as they are now officially called, that have been recited in the town, received with adverse reactions.
And brawl or attack break out.
For the most part, it stayed civil. However, Luna was getting agitated about the anathema head in specific, and they were, in a sense, antagonizing. I guess you could say they have.
Yeah.
They have their reasons, and I can understand that, but it doesn't change the fact it was causing a panic, and it was causing fear about that whole thing. Luna reacted prematurely. No damage was sustained on the adventurers, nor was any attacks landed. I took the brunt of most of it. She pulls out her gauntlet. You'll see that it's recently been pretty burned.
Hmm.
Afterwards, Luna was remorseful and distraught about the whole thing. Only after, during the meeting, do we find out that she snapped her neck. I don't know why. May have penance to it. Unless that's why you see how she is now.
Hmm.
Hold on.
The rest of them, officially,
Why are you
till Leilani and Luna, we have known for a while in the town, and for the most part, the identities have been confirmed.
And yet you discuss what you will do.
Tyrion has sent out a letter to the Baron and arranged to have him meet and try to have an understanding and speak about the matter to him directly, since he had won the signs.
I'm learning about it. Then go and listen.
Hmm.
But as of yet, we have held a court that we, at least I've put my foot down. Though they may be the creatures that have been attacking there. They have proven themselves to be not like the ones that attacked last night. They have cognitive reason, and they have shown restraint. And above all else, I will not let them get condemned for undue actions for what they have not committed, even if it is their kind. And I take blame
Yeah.
as far as the fault is my own of the adventures. I chose to act in defense of the people that I felt it was worth protecting, when there was no point in when the ruse was pretty much up at this point.
Did these adventurers have any? Did they make any claim or trouble that they would return with a vow of revenge or something like that?
Okay, so mind if I take over? Okay, so they came to town claiming to be adventurers that had been hired by the nobility, specifically, to hunt down the anathema. Which, I don't remember if you went to Elk's place or not, but
I
Otto
briefly
said...
caught her up on that.
Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, They came in, wanted to talk to us, so like the leadership, which was like really, as far as I could tell, you, me, Otto, and Blake, mostly at the time that was around. This that I could easily find. They wanted to run some tests. Yeah, I said Otto. I think I said anyway.
You did.
They wanted to run some tests, which is basically take a match to someone's blood, and if it went out before touching the blood, that meant they were an anathema. We had tried to stall as best we could, but at the very least, we're not exactly versed in the art of deception. So,
The reason being is Leilani, unfortunately, Leilani was one of the first people they matched, and there really was much in a bit of a ruse I could really do in defense of that.
I mean, even then, they had suspicions of her. All of them, really. And Luna.
Additionally, they suspect that... They expect that Lily is one of them, which she is not. They have no proof of that, of course.
Is connected, from what we can tell.
She is, though. She is.
Yeah, so...
We might...
they found out about Leilani and got very upset because basically we weren't letting them take care of her. So we told them that we've known about them for a while. These ones have proven many times to, as Eva said, protect the town. They could have killed us 5 times over minimum. And they haven't. And it's been a couple months at least at this point.
They can fucking try.
Okay, we came to that.
Anyway.
I have one point I wish to bring up. Last night you mentioned what did the adventurers say that they do?
The adventurers have going around.
Not the adventurers, the anathema. What do they do?
So they said
to get
the
into
anathema,
places.
Shapeshift. Sometimes taking forms of loved ones.
They can assume.
And then, like, they claimed that one town, someone said, "Oh, it's my daughter. I vouch for her," and then they went back later, and it was wrecked.
Which I, quite frankly, don't know how that works because
No,
anathema don't. There's a lot.
My point on this is: do you see a similarity between that situation and what might be happening here, and why it might be a concern?
I understand why they're concerned. They're sort of
There's
wrong.
one thing that does wrong. Yeah. The anathema are a threat. That is without certain. There's a lot of information that we have learned and we have known that instead of saying the same thing a million times, I think we're gonna have like a meeting so we can actually come to an understanding of this. What exactly we're dealing with. It goes far deeper than elk, far deeper than you can imagine. Go ahead, Simba.
You said that the adventurers only had permissions to spread awareness of it, but then you said they got angry because they couldn't take care of Leilani. What did they try to do?
They were afraid of our inaction.
I'm going to... Can I summarize it then, so it's not confusing?
Okay.
What it sounds like, from what they've said, they had a written approval of the Barons to go around and tell people about the anathema and to deal with them should they encounter them. However, they are not allowed to act or have any authority within towns. However, if they run into an anathema outside of a town, they can kill it. Or if the town allows them, they can kill it. That is what's going on. In other words, them saying no in the moment is why they were upset. Because they found one and were told no, despite all the warnings.
Okay.
And they ambushed them.
Slight correction. The contract, the paper that was signed by all the nobility, specifically allowed them free travel across. Their word was that we were tasked to hunt the anathema, etc., etc., etc.
Once they are made aware.
So they don't need to show you what they were asked to do. They just need to show you that they are allowed to be here. That's all they did.
They were allowed to be here, that's it.
Exactly.
That's it. No other authority.
But with you denying them outright, and I don't know what that letter was, they may report to the Barons and come back with that authority. Now.
Which is exactly why Tyrion sent a letter post-haste to the Baron itself to explain the situation and arrange a meeting with him so we can try to parlay with him.
You gentlemen have no tact, do you? The subject of what you're talking about is below your feet. Do you think that's any point?
We're in the fucking council room. Tell it to go the fuck away then. They shouldn't be here.
I asked them why they were here. They don't want to move. I'm not a guard. I don't want to deal with it.
Can you please remove them, lieutenants?
No tact
Cal,
when
can
they're
you
in
please
our
leave?
fucking council room. No tact when they shouldn't even be here. We're talking in circles anyways. This is getting ridiculous. We haven't even left our first
sorry,
subject.
Tal.
The question that Violet had was, did they make any claims to return after? Yes or no?
No official
I don't
claims.
know. From what I
There.
understood, they got chased out of town.
No official claims
exactly.
that they said they would offer no aid if it was
you have
offered.
any
We are
input?
on our own. That's it.
There we go.
Right.
Thank you.
That's all I needed to know. That's as I said, I don't need the full backstory. If this is something that we can deal with later down the line, which apparently we are going to be dealing with later down the line in another meeting with them. So,
Thank you.
that's
Thank
all
you
I
for
needed to
informing
know.
me.
So
Thank you for
let's
informing me
move
about
on.
Tyrion getting a hold of the Baron.
Okay.
Next topic.
I guess.
Unless I'm missing something.
I
they
guess the
haven't
only
said
other
anything
thing that
about
I have
moving.
recognition that's some personally.
Asking you to remove us now? Are
It
they
has
not?
come to our attention that
What will stop them?
there are many individuals that come to town with the case of vampirism. To put it lightly.
They cannot.
Many of them have.
They want you to
Many of them
leave
are good
because you
people.
are a citizen of this town and not a part of the council.
And it's no secret that some of them survive, some of them struggle with their urges. I would like to at least present, formally, if there's a way we could arrange something to assist the people suffering from vampirism in addition, to help maybe control those things. They are people, they are our townsfolk, and it's appropriate that we try to accommodate that so that we can reduce the chance of those accidents happening.
Are we finally free from
I think you made things worse.
conniving ears?
They shouldn't have been here to begin with.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Neither was Luna supposed to get out until we've had this discussion. And yet she's carousing the town.
You think we can stop her?
We were clearly able to stop Talia. Why can't we stop that? We still have the thing down there. It's a little inhumane, I agree. But if she's not supposed to be out in town because she ate a fucking sheep, why is she in town right now?
Right now, I'm not going to use force, and I feel like that's going to be the only thing required to actually get her to get in there.
What's the difference between the two? I need an explanation because I don't understand.
Which two are we talking about?
Talia, Luna.
You have a point. We treated Talia like a monster for a while, did we not?
Talia didn't deserve the treatment she fucking got. I don't care if you specifically didn't. I don't care. The problem here is that we're treating the farm like a fucking buffet.
I believe Tyrion is taking care of that right now.
With winter so close, we can't exactly afford our farm animals to be treated like a buffet.
I'm talking to Tyrion later.
My thoughts exactly.
The vampire.
We have a duty and responsibility to respect and treat every person and everything that involves this town in a safe and reasonable manner. When someone is taking or stealing or murdering our animals or whatever the case, it is the guard's responsibility to arrest that individual and ensure that they are put under confines. No ifs or
Tyrion
buts.
specifically allowed it because she was
The sheep is a fucking personal animal. It is not the town's.
That's why he's dealing with this right now.
Then why isn't he here?
Because he's dealing with the problem.
Why over there?
Wasn't invited here, so unless
Why are you here?
Why he
What?
wasn't invited here, I can go and
Why-
grab him for you.
Jasmine said
He
she
was very
she
much
was
so
performing.
invited.
I let him know.
Then
He
let
said
me
it'd
go
be,
and
he would
grab
be
him.
late.
I
In
think
which
it's
case, I would
a
also like to speak with you as well.
The person of interest himself is not here.
Ignoring the sheep, she assaulted guests of the town. injured or not. It doesn't matter.
She injured you, Ava. Of all things, and you still brush that
specifically.
off?
Well, I'm not trying to target the guards as an enemy of any kind. I'm coming to find that they are lacking a spine to deal with certain criminals in prosecution. We have a system in place. It needs to be protected and used. And so far, I haven't seen any of it. We have someone who is meant
Can
to
we just wait until
take
Tyrion gets
charge.
here before we just have the lecture?
Very well, but he needs to hurry
The guard
up.
captain's here. It's hard to, well, scold them without the head here. Nothing against
Well,
you. The situation, I
even-
like Tyrion. He's a good guy. But this is a different situation. It really is.
Hello. And in defense of
Blake's here.
Jasmine's presence,
Blake's
she
here.
wished to call a meeting anyway.
Blake's fine, he's magic.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Blake. Come on up.
Yeah, sure. I didn't realise there was a meeting going on. Hi, everyone.
In regards, yes,
We
sir,
were
but
trying to look for you.
I'm also trying to figure this, put this delicately.
Right. Then in the meantime,
Ignore ignorance.
Marcy, want to check her?
Wait till
wanna
Tyrion's
check her
here and
sheet?
I'll say the point of what I think needs to be said.
then in the meantime,
Yes.
I hate it when that happens. Thank you.
apparently vampire attacks have been happening.
what you're gonna say.
What do you want to do about that?
More frequently.
I don't know about more frequently, but they just happened.
I can provide
That's
more
all.
information on that.
Well, let me
So-
put forward a solution first before...
Okay, for what? Specifically.
Just so that I can put it on the table for the vampires, not the guard thing. We'll
Yeah,
get back to the
more
guard thing.
information on the vampires because there is significant information that I think you should know if you're going to make any
brought Tyrion
decisions.
for you all.
Alright.
Thank you.
Welcome, Tyrion. Finally arriving.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Take a seat.
Oh, come
was
on.
under the
With-
impression that
there
there was
is more
sufficient guards
information,
here
but
to
without
take information. But fair enough.
There's more information, but it is a sensitive matter, so it's something I would rather not speak as openly about it. But,
Yes.
yes.
Jasmine, if you don't mind, we'll call you in when we're ready for you, if that's alright.
As you wish. Though you
Thank
might
you.
want to do that sooner than later before I get pulled into something. And the information I have to share concerns every single person in this room.
Okay. Then we'll deal with these two topics first, and then we'll move forward and get Jasmine and get her into the room.
Right. I'll be
That's
in the
okay
main
with you,
hall.
Jasmine.
That's fine. I'll
Thank
be in
you.
the main hall.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Right. What
Alright,
is this about?
let's be quick over the vampirism thing. Say what you need, and don't all jump in at once. If you have something to say, raise your hand, so I'm not hearing 50 voices at once.
I would rather not go into detail as far as what's going on, but we have met. Is this regards as far as the information I alluded to earlier? Or the solution I was requesting? For clarification. You're not
I
saying
don't
anything.
know. I don't know what you mean.
Okay. So the minimum information that is required is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the original vampire attacks things. I'm trying to get this done quickly.
Okay, fine. Sorry. Last night was extremely stressful and apologies.
Please continue.
Long and short, the recent vampire situation has been dealt with. Me and Tyrion have met with the elder vampire, and we have come to a accord. I am reserved to say the details of that accord, but we have an account on multiple accounts of that being that there shan't be any existing precipitating issues with vampires as far as attacks are being fed on.
in regards to this particular individual. And they have considerable pull within the community, as it were. There was an agreement struck between this individual and the guard. We intend to fulfill that agreement within the coming days. Rest assured, it will not put the citizens of Leafside in harm's way. If anything, it will keep our roads safer. The reason why I'm being so cagey about it is that they were asked for absolute discretion in regards to the situation, considering the fact that their affairs are typically kept out of that of the Dracaean Kingdom for their own safety. The concern in and of itself is members of their ilk attacking passerby, and it's been getting messy. The long and short of it is we've been asked to clear out a warren of them in a nearby area.
Does this have to do anything with the adventure into the Vale?
No, I'm afraid
it
not.
doesn't.
This is an independent venture.
Something else. Right. Okay, well, try not all to turn into vampires. That would be pretty bad.
We'll do our best.
We need guards. Right. Okay. Is that alright with everybody else? Or does anyone else have anything to add? So we can move on to the other thing that we were about to talk about.
Yeah, sounds like it's already dealt with.
Alright, okay.
And it's safe to say that you're willing to humor my proposal to assist people suffering vampirism.
Yes, if there's anyone that's suffering from vampirism, we're here to help the people. As we've always put forward, Leafside is for the people and has never held any stigmas or troubles against anyone for whatever they are, may it be an evil demon spirit in their body or a vampire or some other mild creature that we're not used to seeing every day. You know, we tend to open people with an open mind, second chances. It's what we've always been about. But if we're able to find any way, there does need to be a line drawn at some point. But if we're able to help people with vampirism by setting up some sort of, maybe if people want to donate blood and they can
Ideally,
survive off that, that would be preferable. And if we set up some sort of system maybe for them so that they get routine checks, so that you know, if we can keep track if they're losing kind of touch and maybe possibly going into a frenzy or not, or something like that, then that would be preferable. But that would be a major task. That would be, yes, possibly. And any unregistered vampires would need to be definitely taken into custody of some kind.
That is going to be somewhat difficult considering the Dracaean Empire's stance on that. And also, I get the feeling that the vampire greater community would not take kindly to a public registry of vampires, despite... If we were to keep it off the record, I think we can make something happen.
They have some discretion as far as their identities, but at least with people that we can actually trust. That way it doesn't...
Preferably off the record, yes, because I know there are people that would hunt such kinds and everything, but this off the record needs to be kept tight and right. No mistakes.
And I'm going to keep it extremely brief. I want a very brief answer. When were the rest of us to be told this? Because this is the first time I've heard of this.
The dealings with the vampire?
And the Warren clearing.
It was a recent endeavor, and it was a recent conversation. We didn't want to bring panic to the town otherwise. And frankly, a council meeting has not been called in some time.
Perhaps one should have been organized then. Let us continue.
I will say at the end of the day, if there is something that the council needs to bring up, you do not require my attendance or my attention, but it is preferable. Either way, moving on. On our previous topic, before we invite Jasmine, there has been a multitude of incidents that have happened throughout the city in regards to either someone attacking somebody or some of our livestock being at threat, at risk, or killed and slaughtered. Other guardsmen being attacked and taking a stance in defense and the protection of the people, but nothing else coming of it. It seems that the guard have lacked a backbone in regards to our laws and justice system, because while I understand you were dealing with a current situation this morning in regards to one of our cattle being murdered, it is note that we are closing to the winter season, and food and resources and like that will be crucial to surviving. And those animals are owned by us. And we
Luckily,
can't afford to be losing.
the pregnant sheep is still alive. But the farm is not a buffet for Luna, Tal, or Lailani, or anyone else.
It's been a while. Left in the field.
Might I speak on the circumstances of that situation?
Please.
After Luna transformed, she entered a state where her body rapidly needed to regenerate. As a member of the Guard at that point in time and under my charge, I wanted to ensure that no harm would come to any individuals of the town. Attempting to lock her into a cell was difficult at best without attempting an altercation. As such, we needed to lead her about on her goodwill and trust towards myself. During that attempt, Luna headed about into the town in her hunger. She attempted to eat a dust bunny, and had she not been stopped, she very well would have likely attacked one of the townsfolk. Given the situation, and fearing any sort of traveler coming across her out in the woods, if I were to take her out there to hunt, and even more of a danger of losing her in such a circumstance, as while I am an adept tracker, I am not that good in a non-urban environment. I made the point decision to bring her to the only place that I knew could provide her with satisfaction in regards to her hunger. I made a judgment call, and that judgment call was in error. I could see no other path in that situation that would not bring harm.
Go with
potential
her
harm
to hunt.
to the citizens of Leafside. Luna in this state is a killing machine, potentially. Right now, she is understanding the town. She retains some of her old memories as far as I can tell. She still presents an active danger, which is why she is having an escort at this point in time. And I intend to bring her to a remote location where she can stay until we figure out what is happening with her. Trying to follow her into the forest to track her to hunt. I would give it maybe 30% odds of keeping track of her.
You have a
unless she
hunter
decided to
right there.
We also have a visitor right there.
In the window.
Oh, speak of the creature.
Speaking of,
Tyrion, do you know anything
go
about
stay in
Talia's
windows.
situation?
Talia.
Anything at all?
Wait.
Some,
Having a private meeting.
not a lot. Werewolf, as I understand it.
There is a cage down in the dungeons, specifically designed for that form.
I understand. But at this point in time, she's also a citizen of Leafside.
Talia was as well, and what did we do?
Talia as well.
Tyrion, if I may.
It doesn't matter.
You tried to do the best. But you said so yourself, that is a killing machine, and you treat it like a puppy.
Okay, I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Am I wrong?
Tell me, Thomas. If I were to take the heavy hand with her at this point in time, what do you think would happen?
Okay, alright.
What do you think happened with Talia when she was in a
If we
werewolf
didn't
form?
take the heavy hand and we let it go free, if we let it roam, what's going to happen then? We have to make a
Roam?
choice. I'm not saying we have to kill them, but we have to be with caution. That's one thing we seem to be lacking.
She assaulted guests, and she nearly ate a townsfolk, and she ate a sheep. And what is she doing right now? She's out and about, and was even fucking there.
Attempted.
Attempted doesn't matter.
Attempted is still a problem.
If I attempt to stab someone, you should arrest me. It doesn't matter.
You basically just defended attempted murder. You realize what you just said,
What's
right?
the difference here? What's the difference between Talia in werewolf form, roaming about the town, causing havoc, and Luna doing the exact same?
You asked me how much I know about Talia's situation. Tell me, have you asked Talia how she felt about all of that? How she feels?
I feel terrible using Talia as a talking point right now. It shouldn't be that way, but it's the only way to get anyone to understand how it should work. Because it should be this way. Talia asked for this. She asked for this to happen. Every time she would manage to get out, we would have injured people constantly, and she would get flack for it every time.
Not to mention her own guilt.
The only reason she wasn't arrested is because the town guards were lacking in numbers, and we had the guild to deal with it. We don't have the guild to deal with it. We have town guards now. You need to do your job.
Your point is heard. Fair enough.
Thank you.
I have been trying my damnedest to take the lightest hand that I can in this town, because I know that the second I take a heavier hand, there is going to be significant problems. But fair, I have erred in this judgment, and I have made a mistake. Until we know better of Luna's situation, and pending her punishment, I agree. Those restraints would be necessary to keep her under control, and to prevent any further harm to the town. In regards to the sheep, I will fully own the consequences of that action. That was my choice, and I, personally, will provide compensation to ensure that the town is fully stocked and prepared for the winter. Jasmine has also indicated her willingness to assist in that endeavor. We have the goal to prove it. I apologize, but I could see no better way in that situation that wouldn't bring further harm to the town. Every decision I have made thus far has been to that end.
Dude.
Yes,
I don't think it's a matter of people doubting your integrity and your desire, and for all intents and purposes, I do see the merit into which you are attempting to carry out your sentencing, if you will, within this situation. However, what's no less said with Talia, while it is in a way unfair to dredge her up in this conversation, even the guild knew that to our own there were things that we had to do even if we didn't like it. And if she or the others can't understand, then that is unfortunately a problem between them and whatever god they pray to. Because at the end of the day, this town has been burned and forged in war and blood. Nearly twice, actually nearly 3 times. We need to make sure we don't give ourselves enough leash to hang ourselves with. I appreciate the efforts that you and your guards do for this town, and I do mean that. I will continue to mean that.
I will also on my account, and on some accounts I will rebuke certain comments that was said.
Eva?
The reaction with Luna wasn't the best, and I'll make endeavors to make sure that I do act appropriately.
Eva.
In fact, I have intentionally held myself back.
Eva. Justifications right now are not what they need. They need assurances that we're going to do our job. Very well.
As you wish.
Well, you'll be under the fine tooth of the council at this point, so please do not let us down. If that is everything with that, can we invite Jasmine in before she ends up running off?
If he hasn't already.
I was under the impression that we worked on an
Jasmine's
equal
not
level, Mayor, not at the discretion of the council.
The council are just as important as our positions. We work together. It's the whole point of our city, is that our combined work that we put in within each other is able to prosper and breathe this new sense into Erin that this sort of communication with so many different people and races can work. And while such positions of power, yes, we hold maybe stronger ones than others, it's still important to work and listen and hear a different side.
Agreed, and I'm more than happy to work and listen alongside the other members of the town. But what you're saying is applying a level of oversight and authority of the council over the position of the captain.
The council does have
roles and responsibilities.
The council does have the right to inspect and ensure that if anyone that is stepping out of line or perhaps overtaking their power and authority can also remove a captain or a mayor or any one of our positions. So we're all at each other's authority. It can be brought up by the magistrate, but it can also be brought up if multiple council members believe this opinion. But like I said, it's not just you, it's also me, it's also other council members as well.
And we would also like to believe that there would be a little bit of a level of redundancy to this before any executive decision of the matter would be made.
I was Sundays waiting at the cemetery tower. Last I checked.
Good.
Understood.
This is the first that I'm hearing of this.
We spoke about this, it was quite a while ago, but I believe that we initially spoke about this when the council was being forged in the first place, that if there were individuals who
I don't know if she's still there, but hopefully.
that the council could address the individual.
This is taking longer than I thought.
In fairness, a lot has happened. And there may have been a shirking of responsibilities to the magistrate when we acquired them. So, we will
With
lay
all
out
due
now.
respect,
Yeah,
that was background
it is.
laid out at the inception, if that's the case.
This could have gone a bit faster.
Case. We will be ensuring to do our job with proper diligence. Yes, let's get Jasmine and get that sorted out.
I assume Trio went to go get them, but maybe they're talking to Snowball, so...
I got it. Jasmine, please. I hope it's fast. I don't want to be in there any fucking longer. It's getting annoying at this point.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, but with what I've got to talk about, it might take a bit.
Oh, great.
Spirit type. One that seems to definitely enjoy causing mischief. And is likely to use
She certainly does.
Let me guess. CC in here? I see. Okay.
Yes.
Cece, you can come out.
Being sneaky honestly makes it worse.
It's not like we don't know you're there already. Come on. What are you doing?
I came in here because the lady said that I could be here, and then you guys yelled at the lady who came in. So I yelled at blankets, but then it's all been yelling at each other.
Oh, wait, well, that's
everyone's
gonna take
been mad,
forever.
and everyone's been pointing at me.
That's how the secretary of this room
Come
being
on.
ignored.
Hey, hey.
by everyone and their fucking sister.
Come here.
Mm-hmm.
Easy. It's okay.
Might I suggest everyone take a sip of water?
In which case, in a situation that just can't be handled, we might need to look at something that can limit the...
While I disagree,
limit whatever the hell is
talent,
Luna putting off.
really, especially considering what I think
Is
is
it
about
putting
to
something
happen in the
off?
I think that's a good idea.
Well, given the situation, and
Thank
but I'm
you
assuming
for your,
Jasmine is also
patience, Jasmine, and waiting on us.
I guess it's some kind of negative energies then.
As soon as everyone else is ready.
here. Worse than that.
Oh, great.
Potentially worse than that.
Go on.
Right. From her bag, she will pull out 2 decently sized tomes and set them on the table.
Reading. Yay.
I'm guessing that means you deciphered the second one.
I did.
The council does
Took me a bit, but I did. So, before I begin, I need to give some context for what I'm going to talk about. However much you've heard about what happened last night, I need to go back further. So please bear with me on this. This may take a little bit. As you are aware, we went and attacked Elk several months prior. For those of us who were there and actually witnessed what was on that island, there were a few things of note. First and foremost, he had creatures. Whether they were under his control or whether he simply herded them, I do not know as of right now. Creatures that were not of our world. You've seen one such creature in town right now.
Oh, yes.
Luna's new form. What we witnessed were a variety of these creatures. Creatures that exude the same energy that I see when I look through my abilities. Let's put it that way. A certain lack of energy. It is very distinctive, very telling. 3 such individuals in town have that marking, let's put it that way.
I prefer to stand at this
We fought and killed several of these creatures. Very tough to deal with. We had figured that when we had killed Elk and cleared the manor, that most, if not all of these creatures were gone. After Elk was dead, I went and obtained a few items from his manor. One of them is this book. Or rather, this is a copy of the book. The original is elsewhere. This is an exact copy of what was in that book. In it, there is a lot of details. It is one of 19 such entries. Wherever the other 18 such books are, I do not know. Whether they are still in his manor on the island, I do not know.
Or if they've been destroyed at this point.
It's quite possible. But the book details information about 2 interesting individuals. 1, Elk himself. 2, a noble from Linden called Baron Lecter. Some of you may recognize that last name, for his daughter had come to compete in our tournament just a few days prior. Wonderful woman, got to speak with her, actually got to learn a few things from her. But, in any case, Elk notes in this book that he was obsessed with not dying. Can't say I don't blame him. Everyone is afraid of death in some fashion. He obsessed with the of searching for a way to resurrect himself or essentially live forever. He notes that there was an individual who had found something quite fascinating. An individual by the name of Baron Lecter. He notes that the Baron had traveled from Linden, traveled down into Azimuth, and then eventually down into Zool. He notes that he was specifically looking for a cult. A cult of Day. Now, for those of you who were with me when we attempted to help Erebos, you know exactly what that word means. I do not wish to say it right now. Elk made a note to not mention that god's name in any shape or fashion. The cult of Day was trying to resurrect a dead god. Where this dead god was, does not know, does not state, does not note. But what is noted is that the cult was making efforts to pierce the veil, as it were, attempting to find something outside of our realm, outside of our plane. Utilizing research, Baron Lecter eventually obtained such information, and Elk also got a hold of it. In fact, the two of them actually met and conversed with each other, apparently on more than one occasion, according to the notes. Elk then started using this research and started creating tears of his own into this other place. The cult called it the Void. Baron Lecter also uses this terminology. A place where whatever it is not anywhere in any plane that is known. It seems to be in between the planes. He continues, and that what Elk found was not a place of afterlife where he believed souls went. He found something else. He found some other form of life. You can kind of guess where I'm going with this. He found the anathema. He started pulling them from the void, experimenting on them, putting them into vessels, bodies, golems, and the such. Some of them he even let roam around. Those were the creatures that we fought. So, he continued and basically concluded that there is, or whatever this place was not what he was looking for, and basically turned his attention back towards mind manipulation. And at that point in time, that was when events started coinciding with things here in Leafside, ultimately culminating in the attack. If there is any more entries in the book, I do not know. The book just ends shortly afterwards. Whatever is in the other volumes, I do not know.
Jasmine shared
with
the
timeline that Tell shared.
Jasmine shared this
Right.
information with me post-mission, and I've combed over the library and found very little on this Baron Lecter. The only thing I could find was the fact that he was a professor from Denell University. He apparently specialized in harnessing magical energies, rather dealt with the degradation and deep decomposition of mana and entropy itself. Other than that, he doesn't publish much.
Indeed. So, whether or not there are any more of these tears in the world, I did not know. I had suspected that if there were any tears, they had either been closed up by Elk himself, or they are simply lost in the world somewhere. It would also be safe to assume that wherever Luna came from, Luna came into our world well over 200 odd some years ago, given by testimony of Siluna herself before she was subsumed. Tel and Leilani are much newer. How much newer, I do not know.
And
As I
that
said,
also coincides.
Before you all
Before
go
you
on,
guys talk, please. I still have more to discuss.
and I believe there's someone that has something to add as well before you continue on those tears.
Yes, Blake.
He's more I got some questions, if that's all right.
Oh, then we'll save it
Would
for
you let
maybe
me
the
finish?
end.
Let me finish,
Oh,
please.
yeah,
There
go
is
ahead,
still
yeah,
much
yeah.
more I need to get through. There's much more I need to
yeah,
go
go ahead.
through. Since coming back from Elk's Island, I have devoted as much time as I can between all the other things I have been pulled into and assisted helping with to try and do research on my own. One such item is this other book, given to me by Eris, who was given to her by Thomas, in an effort to try and decrypt it. The book itself is enciphered, heavily enciphered, and it took me quite a while to actually figure it out and break it. But I managed to do so. Inside of this, it is a journal from Baron Lecter himself. So, it contains a series of log notes of a variety of experiments. Each section of the notes are split into different disciplines, such as rune crafting, artificing, mechanical, chemical, alchemical, runic, mathematical, and a log detailing dates and shorthand notes, as well as an appendix and biography. This thing was very, very detailed. Each section and each type of experiment has been given a number, and there are details with instructions on how to carry out each experiment. It often lists, each one of these had a list of ingredients, and some of these are items and things that I don't even know. And I've seen a fair few things in my life. And a lot of these are incredibly complex and precise. So.
Makes sense of him being professor then.
Indeed. And some of these ingredients were actually a result of other experiments that he's done. Basically taking a result from one, putting it into something else. It is also it appears to be a set of notes, and it is incomplete. From what I gather, this book is a copy. Wherever the original is, I do not know. But someone made a copy of it, enciphered it heavily, and it ended up in the library here at Leafside somehow. Now, that, aside from those books, to continue onwards with the things of anathema. There have been a few theories that I had been running around with. But the main concern was, how did they get here, and if there were more tears. Last night, we found out a definitive answer. Last night, myself, Sylvie, Haddern, Esmeralda, Sarah, and I believe Veronica? Yes. All went down underneath the hall here into the secret passage, where Haddern showed us a knocked out wall, and behind it was a passage that led down approximately 200 feet under the ground. He wanted to explore it, and had asked us to accompany him. And so we did. What we found were remnants of an old expedition camp, well over 200 years old. Furthermore, we found a large cavern, chock full of light crystals, and several passageways leading outward. We followed one such passageway, and it was there I sensed a peculiar energy, a very familiar energy. Following the tunnel, there was a cavern at the end. And it was there, with my own eyes, that I confirmed one of my worst fears. There is, or rather, I'm hoping, there was a tear in our world to the void, located directly underneath Leafside. As soon as we saw this, and as soon as I confirmed it with my own eyes, I turned around and told everyone to get out as fast as possible. Our group is not.
Sorry, you were part of that you were part of that expedition the first time, the one underneath the cavern.
Correct.
Was that not there before?
Not in the area we went in.
Whether it is the same area, I do not know, for I do not know where you explored. Regardless of the matter, I told everyone we needed to leave. As we attempted to make our escape, going back to the passage in which we came in from, a tremor struck, and boulders and rocks closed off that passageway. We were left with one option, and was the only way we could go, which was the other passageway down. It was at that point when we were making our way down the tunnels, Sylvie turned and looked behind her, and noticed a creature following us. Turning and looking for myself, there was a beast of anathema walking down the tunnel. I immediately told everyone to run as fast as they could and do not stop. We emerged into another smaller cavern, and we started hearing familiar growls. Or rather, I did. Looking upwards in the old scaffolding from when this tunnel was created, there were well over half a dozen more of these creatures waiting to pounce. Making sure that everyone was moving at a fast pace, we managed to get through, and eventually the tunnel led us to a dead end. We found a journal of a former explorer amidst several bodies and a passageway up. Sarah currently has that journal. I've been wanting to look over it myself, but I am planned to do so when I next see her. The tunnel and the passageway up just so happened to lead to the well directly behind the hall. We managed to get out, thanks to the help of Esmeralda and a very long length of rope that Sarah managed to purchase and bring with her when we went down into the tunnels. All of us got out safely, but unfortunately 3 creatures of anathema came up behind us. We managed to deal with all 3 of them.
Someone better be dying.
We managed to deal with all 3 of them, and we also sealed off the well. We made sure of it, that at least for the most part, they cannot get through. We then went back to the tunnel in the secret passage. It was there that Otto came, as well as Luna. Luna was acting strange, much stranger than she had been. Disregarding any of our warnings, she jumped down the passageway and disappeared. At that point, we discussed with Otto, and he noted that he had 1 explosive rune left over. We told him to detonate it down in the passageway, seal it off so that no creature could come up.
I can corroborate that order.
You threw
You
an explosive
did
rune
fucking
down a
what?
cave full of crystals.
I'm surprised the town
rather
hall
have those
isn't
creatures-
gone.
To be honest, I'm kind of as well. I'm surprised we're not a
I can
sinkhole at this
corroborate
point.
that order as well. Given the fact that we were dealing with a potential incursion into the town itself, I deemed it necessary to request
That I can I can understand. That still concerns me. The fact of that was the option.
Believe
Sorry,
me,
that's just
it
me.
wasn't a
One
good
piece was
option.
standing, I guess.
Regardless
So
of the
count
matter,
that
it's
True,
blessings.
I guess.
Grew up in a mine. Effectively,
Yeah, you don't
I know what it's
mind.
like to have an explosion in a closed space.
Continue, please, Jonathan.
Go ahead.
Yes. Sometime before Otto
Kelly
threw the
reported
rune
Luna
down,
Luna attacked Sally.
before Otto threw the rune down, Luna came back out of the passageway. Gone was the elven woman that we knew. In her place was the beast that we see now. Her true form. At that point, Otto threw the rune down, detonated the passageway, and sealed it off. Completely. That was when
Explains why the
Luna...
floor shaked.
That explains
Yes.
why I woke up.
And then at that point, Luna went about trying to understand what was going on because her entire world essentially shifted. She cannot see. She acts by sound, smell, and touch. We then took her inside the hall, trying to figure out what to do, and I'm certain Tyrion has already told you where that led to. Luna got hungry, and in fact actually tried to eat me. For the 3rd time, she tried to kill me. Didn't happen, thankfully, but it did lead to one of the sheep over in the farm being eaten. To which I
Again,
have given
under
some gold.
my order.
To which I have offered and given gold to Tyrion to replace and purchase as many sheep as he can, to rebolster to at least double or triple the amount that we have in town. As I know
Trying to
that there are a
purchase
lifeline
sheep
here.
in the fall is quite difficult.
It's
Yes,
going to
I'm
either
aware,
be extremely
Thomas.
expensive or impossible.
You're better
And
off
we
trying to
also
get the
need to
capital.
travel outside.
That
Yeah.
too.
Give them the gold. We'll figure out the logistics later. Continue.
Yeah.
With that being said, I do not know if that tear in reality, is sealed or if it's still active. There is no way of knowing unless we somehow clear out those passageways and check for ourselves. It is quite possible that that tear is still there, but in theory, there should be no other way out.
You
For if
said...
there is,
In which case, they will die.
True.
potentially.
Hopefully.
I do not know.
I'll let you finish, but I have an idea.
That is pretty much the gist of it. And pretty much the extent of my research into this.
I need to make a small addendum to the council as a point of order for this meeting. It has been brought to my attention that Sally was attacked in the course of her duties of looking after Luna. I have dispatched Eva to apprehend her and bring her back into containment.
I was worried about that.
She was left alone, wasn't she?
No. Sally was
with
looking
Luna.
after-
That's what I mean. You left Sally alone with Luna.
Actually, it was Sally who let Luna out. She told me
going
herself.
against my orders, as a matter of fact, and then assured me that she had the situation in hand.
And in that I can't be upset at you. But they're as trusting as you are. And that's the thing. You are very trusting of these creatures that we have not known about.
I think he understands.
Before you get into a yelling match, please.
I will not, because here's the thing. You wanted to know how long this has been going on. Zia found a book, an old book, lost in my piles of hopefully repaired but never happened. Pulls out this dilapidated fallen journal. It's old, but it makes mention there's a chapter called Anathema. Creatures that act like people, deceive, and then take what they want. They were apparently hunted to extinction once before. So this is not the first time they have been here.
Not surprising to me.
Given my report to you of my thought of Luna,
yes,
I hope you understand my caution.
And given Luna's situation and the age at which she's been bound to Seluna prior to...
I think Seluna is gone, and it's nothing but Luna.
Correct.
In any case, it is possible that her binding may be part of that earlier group. I don't know about Lilani, but I do know that Tell is more recent. She was part of Elk's experiments.
Would stand to reason that Leilani is as well.
I haven't had a chance.
Leilani was the reason why I even came down to Leafside in the first place. I was chasing
One of
after
the
her.
one of the interesting things is the fact that it doesn't show that these creatures age, at least in their shell, I guess I'll call it. They can form that disguise to look like they need to blend in.
It's hard
I'll transfer.
to say.
I think it's more so of the host's body that they inhabit.
We can't identify it in another way that isn't the blood. Snowbell's magic allows her to actually gaze, if you will, inside of one's body. When we looked inside of Luna's, we saw too much skeleton for the flesh that kept it.
Snowbell's not the only
magic
one
wasn't able to
who
work
can
on
see
it.
that.
That's what we were able to witness.
Hello,
Because
Snowbell.
magic usually dissipates when used on them. That's why healing magic never
Doesn't
really worked.
work on mine because I can see them. I can detect that energy. I
But
can
as you
see
told us
that
that-
lack of energy.
Might I add a few pertinent details? Though if there's questions, please go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry it's taking so long.
Then I suppose not. Go ahead.
Very good. Much of this information is information that corroborates Tell's story. She mentioned being brought into this world by Elk and being questioned as to the nature of the world that she came from. She describes this world, the Dark Place, as one of red in tooth and claw. It is fight and kill or be killed. No more, no less. It is a constant battle for survival. Outside of that world, there are a couple of forms that they can take. One is the I would assume is the pure form, the draconic-looking individuals or lizard folk that were encountered below the town. The other is one that I am unsure whether an anathema can voluntarily undertake, or it must be forced upon them. I believe it's both. Sil Luna was attacked in some capacity by Luna, and was able to stave it off for some time. This implies some capacity for them to act on their own in possessing mortal frame. Possessing mortal frame grants them power. They don't have the capacity to utilize mana on their own, to my knowledge, not without a host. With a host, however, anathema feed on two things. Negative emotions, which they passively consume, and physical sustenance, which they require a lot of to fuel their bodies. It's my belief that their bodies are significantly changed, as was noted. The host individual. Tell has explained it as being one of two things. Either the host wins and beats off the anathema, or the host is subsumed. Whether that's eradication of the individual's essence, I don't know. But there's oddities. Small traces of the original host's personality creeping out from time to time. There's also been conversations on emotion and memory. Possibly that drawing on the memories of the host in some way enables the host to act again. I don't think they can fully eradicate the host without getting rid of the capacity to use mana, so it's possible that they're still in there somewhere.
It would make sense that they keep some portion of that person or previous personality intact so they can use it for deception. I mean, what's better way than someone else's living memories to make up a ruse, to understand the world?
They're not parasites, at least.
But the thing is, we can't decide we can't decide who is and who isn't, and what they say they didn't choose. Luna did choose. She chose for Sil. And I sadly will admit to the fact that I helped that happen.
Both of you got played by that, in fact.
My experiments in the
After I
situation to
cautioned
help.
both of you.
Yes, but I was approached by Sil when she was still in control to
aware.
try and help. And I thought it was Sil who was talking to me when it came. Didn't know Luna had other options.
To make contact with Sil Luna within the dreamscape or memoryscape or whatever you have it as. I tried to broker an agreement between the two of them, mutual usage of the body, such that they could both have a role in this world. Unfortunately, I believe I was wrong in that. An anathema and a host cannot exist simultaneously within the body. It destroys both. Willful participation between both parties is, if you'll pardon the pun, anathema to both of them. It is poison.
Mm-hmm.
Sil accepted her fate.
I'm not sure I believe that, but I can never ask her to tell. She came to me afraid. It's why I hold
Did the
distrust
same
with
to me.
Luna.
Inside. If you want, Amelia, your student, can corroborate the account. She was there.
She gave me bits of the detail, yes. Not all of it. But I know you two went in and came up to some agreement that they tried to coexist that night, and apparently it caused them immense pain and damage. And then I know the next day, Scylla's gone once more. I've been keeping an eye on it. I understand. You want to do good, and maybe they can be better. Maybe they're just from a world. But doesn't mean we can throw caution into the wind. It's
better
become
question
clear
right
that they're
now
not
is what are
part-
you going to do with Leilani and Tel?
If they haven't done anything, the only thing I think of is to watch. It's not my call. But if they are of anathema, they haven't moved like Luna has. Probably due to being younger. Knows.
I have
Maybe
had
they're biding their
extensive
time.
conversations with Tel in regards to this situation. And whether or not the council chooses to believe me in this, I can say that Tel does not endeavor to go back to the dark place, nor does she wish to cause trouble for anyone. All she wants is to exist and to live. That's it. Somewhere
She
where she
has
can
the
feed
perfect
on
hunting
emotions
ground.
and obtain sustenance. And she wants to learn about this world, to potentially become a part of it. That's why I wanted them in the guard in the first place, to try and teach them, to give them some order, some regimen.
Then we need
Do you
to
remember
treat
what I
them
told you
like
a while back,
guards.
Tyrion?
No. I will not see them with the same respect I view a guard. They are to be
Excuse me.
What I mean is treat them with the situation of they abide the law like everyone else. If they do something wrong, it's not a slap on the wrist. It is the exact punishment it would give everyone else.
Have you considered the fact that these are individuals that have spent maybe 1-2 years at best learning the laws and ways of our world, after spending God knows how long fighting in that place for survival?
But there's a limit.
How adept were any of us?
I refuse to continue to treat our people who are wrought low by the actions and inepts of our own people. That is it. I have not broken my back laboring for this town longer than almost everybody in this room has been here for. To see this tear asunder. We will keep an eye on them, and they will be held to the same expectations of the town.
That's what I'm asking.
That shall be the end of it from my end.
I
We are
will simply
trusting
say
you,
this.
Tyrion.
I will simply say this. I gave that same warning to you, Tyrion, and I will give it to all of you here. They are hunters. And what does a hunter do to its prey? They learn about them. They understand them. They seek to mimic. And when the time is right, when the prey is caught unawares, that is when they strike. Luna has done this already on multiple occasions. So I will give this warning once again. This can still happen, and probably will happen. Whether or not you choose to believe me, it's up to you.
Unfair to treat a group of individuals based on the actions of others.
I agree. But at the same time, you need to understand that this is still going to happen whether you wish for it or not, Tyrion. It is what I've been trying to tell you. I know you have a good heart.
We aren't asking you to single out the group. We're asking you to hold the law to an individual that broke it. That's it.
And these individuals are individuals that do not have a concept inherently of law.
Then teach them it by upholding it.
Enough.
I've been trying.
At the
This
end of
whole
the
time.
day, Tyrion is attempting.
I know he is.
Have us put our faith in him and his abilities to mentor these individuals to our ways. They are foreigners in our land.
I just hope it's
and
before
as
something
such,
happens.
need to be
That's all.
Taught
Genuinely.
as things are. Tyrion is attempting to bring that responsibility upon himself, and that is
I'm
something
sure
I
you
find
are
very
too.
noble. However, there are expectations, and if they do bring harm and violence to the town, then the people will call for action. That's why the ball is in your court. I think that's fair to say, because we still haven't gotten to the very end of this meeting, which is something that Violet wished to speak to us about. Can we all agree on those terms? They are to be watched under scrutinizing eyes, but we are entrusting their acclamation to the town under the guards. Is this fair, Tyrion?
Yes.
Protests? Protests? Yes? No? Speak now, forever hold your fucking peace.
None from me. But then
Very
again,
good.
exactly what I wanted
You've
from the
spoken to
beginning.
peace, Jasmine, I assure you. It is understood.
If that's everything that we need from you, Jasmine, if you can excuse yourself from this meeting.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you for your time and your patience with us.
Of course. Amaris, when you are done, I would like to speak to you on something.
Of course.
So glad you could join us, Hado.
Of course. I had some very important things to be dealing with out of town. Just got back in. Fortunately, I didn't hear the horn. However, I did hear the whispers of this
No horn was sounded.
through the walls.
No horn was sounded. No. Well, simply for the fact that if people were here, they were here. If they weren't, they weren't. But before I go on to my thing, is there anything else that needs to be brought up that we can decide and finish here now, and we can clear up all loose ends? Anyone?
I know that a few of you weren't here for the meeting that we had as a council as an emergency last night. Post Luna's situation, and also the adventurers that were present in the previous day.
We've covered that part.
We did speak on that.
Is there something other than that?
I believe he was about to reference the letter that he was writing, or has sent.
I've drafted a letter.
Yes.
In the interest of ensuring that it got there before the adventurers, I have already sent it on its way. However, I would like to read it to the rest of you in case we wish to send any addendums. I'll make it brief.
Go ahead.
Copy. Baron Lacronis, I write and send this missive with due haste as I wish to avoid the spiraling escalation of hearsay that may arise from interactions having taken place between the citizens of Leafside and an adventuring party operating under a contract bearing among many your signature. It has come to my attention that a recent series of incursions have sprung across the Dracaean Empire involving a species dubbed Anathema. Noted amongst their features are a number of factors including various life forms, the ability to take on the appearance of others to an unspecified degree, and their high degree of lethality. This lethality has been noted to characterize the species as a whole as monsters, with the general sentiment of eradication being the appropriate response being communicated via the adventurers. I write to you, sir, with the utmost sincerity, in which I state that this is not a unanimous truth of the species, but instead generalizations resulting from the intervention of a dangerous group of individuals that seek to use the anathema to further their own ends. During the siege of Leafside, prior to dissolving, many members of the Wardens adventuring guild stormed Elk's stronghold, and similarly encountered the anathema acting under his orders. From researching his studies prior to the destruction of this stronghold, it is our belief that the species may be able to be dominated or controlled by his specific measure of magic. Further, however, was the understanding that his methods were derived from a cult, of which we have reason to believe is active to this day. It is this cult that I believe is responsible for the recent rash of attacks utilizing anathema to their own end. That being said, and far more importantly, it is for my belief that the anathema are not simply the monsters that they have been made out to be. I owe this understanding to the presence of one such anathema currently under my purview. This individual present in the town for some time prior to the recent series of attacks has demonstrated a capacity for growth, understanding, and a sentience all their own with an intelligence to match. Further, they have assisted the town in multiple endeavors and have demonstrated a concern for persecution based on their origins. They have also possessed ample opportunity to bring widespread ruin to the town, as noted in other reports of humanoid anathema, yet have consistently demonstrated a refrainment from doing so. It is my belief, Baron, that while some anathema are demonstratively dangerous, others possess a capacity for understanding, logic, and coexistence analogous to any other sentient species found in our world. Sharing more information via this method of communication is of course perilous, and I would thus beseech your presence at the earliest convenience to discuss the ongoing situation. We may be able to provide critical information in regards to these recent developments, and hopefully be able to save the lives of both innocent Dracaean citizens, and that of the anathema species possessing a will beyond their more feral kin. Regards, Captain Tyrion the Duke, Leafside. Are there any addendums? Or measures that
No,
I should be adding?
I think you worded it quite
from
well.
my side, I think, yes, you did quite well, unless...
No, it was worded, but knowing what I know now, I would have changed that one bit that it wasn't recent. But again, that book, I apologize, we found it only rather too late. For that reason, I will also try and transcribe and recover what I can from it, with Zia's help, hopefully, and I'll get you a copy of it once I find it, and anyone else who wishes for one.
Well, If the Baron does arrive later, in accordance to your letter, then at least then we have the time to present everything to him if he does come asking.
Of course.
Yes.
Anyways, your point, Ryan.
Nothing else anyone needs to bring up?
I do have a question.
I believe
Mhm.
Blake has had a question for some time as well.
Yes, Blake has had a question. Blake can go first. I know
Oh,
he's
Jasmine's
been waiting
fucked
for a
off, so
while.
like I can't ask that one. But also, if this doesn't work, is there a backup plan? No, great.
Can
At this point, the best thing to do, if that fails, is to hand them over. That Baron
Wow.
has potent
More
control.
heartless than I am. Well, I mean, that's most likely going to be the case if he
My
comes with an
job,
army.
of course, I hate that those words came out of my mouth, and I want to protect them all the same. But the thing is about that is that this is the Baron who controls, well, doesn't control us, but is very generously letting us stay on his land in living the way that we want to. If we go
Right,
against him,
great.
if we
So the
contest
answer
his
here
points,
is that there is no plan.
there is no plan.
There's
If there is no
there's
plan, then
nothing
we default to
that
handing
all
them
of
over.
us have agreed upon.
There was a
Nothing
chance
as of
that the
yet.
Baron is a very conscious man. As much as the fact that he is a Baron, he at least willing to talk with us. Not many would actually stoop to come visit a town such as Leafside, as small as we are. So, given that part of his character, he probably was willing to talk, but we won't know until his letter comes.
He's
If
royalty.
anything,
And with the
I
reputation
would
of a
propose that they
diplomat
be
in this
sent off
town,
on their
failure
own
is
ship and given
inevitable.
provisions for a voyage.
No,
I will
no.
not see them persecuted.
That's...
Hold on for a moment. First things first, we need to hear what the Baron even says.
Yes.
Before we start, I do understand that there does need to be a backup plan in place, Blake, you are correct. However, allow us to receive the correspondence from the Baron before we start branching out and losing our heads.
And if the
Depending on
Baron
what
It is
he
likely
says,
that-
with a hunting party, or worse, Inquisitors,
then I suppose there wasn't much point to that letter now, was there, if they're already here on our doorstep? Is that not the case? Or do you plan to put them on a boat and send them out with all those provisions and the time that it takes for them to go from the front of the gate all the way to the harbor?
To be honest, Tyrion, if the Baron was looking to send Inquisitors, why didn't they send Inquisitors to begin with? They sent
Probing,
adventurers of all
likely.
things.
that's what I didn't understand.
Because there are probably
know
far
how
more
hard it is?
adventurers than there are Inquisitors.
That's
Not
far
ground to
more.
cover.
Didn't stop an
And
Inquisitor
you put it
from
on a
visiting
guild
on their
bonus.
own behalf for interest's sake.
Oh, exactly.
Yes, but if I understand from that guild post, it was the scout and inform and deal with if told. The scouting. It makes sense they got adventurers to do it. There are at least 10 times more adventurers than there are Inquisitors in this country. And at the rate that apparently these reports are coming from other continents, I expect them to do the same.
You have the floor, Violet. Or, I believe,
Yes.
Igor.
The gore.
I did notice that Mani is no longer here. Who is the current treasurer, and if so, what is the council's position, or the person that did take it?
I see everyone's pointing at Gabi.
Mani left a missive, and it was Gabi apparently to be appointed in their position, as they were technically their understudy to begin with.
I would say that,
That
having
being
two positions
said-
on the council is somewhat of a conflict of interest.
Yes.
Right.
I am unaware of that.
Head of tourism, if you
No,
will.
that's
Well, Gabi, do you
Drop one
prefer
of
to keep your position, or do you have an interest in Mani's instead?
Council, I apologize for the interruption. I was sent by the lieutenant for Captain Tyrion. Is this a good time?
No, but
Come on up.
No, but you're coming up anyway.
Bye-bye,
My
Tyrion.
apologies.
we'll see about that.
As for the situation, with a quick note for the backup plan for your situation.
Captain,
And
this
sorry,
is
sorry, I just
pertaining
thought
to
about
Luna,
this.
as something's happening.
If anything, Arvis, Triel, if anything, maybe we can come up with some way to suppress the
I need to go.
creature. something to look into.
I'll talk with you later.
My deepest apologies.
I'll be back.
Just a thought.
Understood.
Just mulling it over in my head for a while.
At the
and
grace
I
of the
thought
council,
that might be
may I
something to
go?
think about.
You may.
Of course.
Could we stop him if we wanted to?
We have to find
This whole
For the
backup
most
plan
part.
stuff feels like a branching off topic, so
Yes. as
can
I
we get
said,
to the point?
Yes,
With
I know
violence.
you've been waiting.
likely
Well,
sat here for far too long.
that's, I mean, yes, but that's usually how these meetings go, and it's been way too long. We'll need to put out a posting for those who are interested in taking up, well, which position are you willing to let go?
I'll be the treasurer. I could give up tourism.
Okay. Do you have a successor in mind for tourism? Or would you like us to put up a posting instead?
Well, the letter mentioned Logor, but I know Esberet has given a lot of interest in being head of tourism.
And I am
Is that
currently just a
perhaps-
stand-in for foreign affairs until Evie returns.
Oh. Do you think you could maybe do a bit of peer review, maybe mentoring of the one you suggested before fully transferring over to your new position?
Sure.
Just to, give them the ropes and chains of what it's like to be the head of tourism and maybe get them more settled.
Yeah, I could do that.
Brilliant. I feel like I should maybe wait until returns. How are you all guys doing? You doing alright? You doing okay?
Alright, I have a question for our new treasurer.
Yeah?
When the fuck are you gonna pay back my debt?
I have to ask this, but something we need to think about.
The pylon.
That book Jasmine has.
More than hundreds of coins.
We need to get our hands on it. I get it, she wants to keep it safe, but there might be something in it we need. I know you've been around her recently. You think you'd be able to convince her to hand it over to you? I want you and Arvis honestly to look at it.
I could try, but if it is ciphered, unless it's actually like written as, I don't know if I could read it, unless I can understand it to begin with. I know
She
a lot
got the
of
cipher from me.
Yeah, we survived the winter as well.
Iris brought the book to me to begin with. I didn't have time to do it, so I gave her a cipher to work with. But Jasmine figured it out, which means she figured out the key cipher. That should be with her.
Let's see what I can do.
Then I'll try.
She might not trust me because the fact that I blew the trust she was keeping this book so quiet for so long. I basically pulled the trigger on bringing it up to the guard, which in a sense I felt like might have forced her hand. Oh, Arvis, welcome back. Letting you know.
Alright, well,
I asked Triel this, but I asked you the same thing.
So they can still hear me, so I'll just say what I need to say.
I'll tell her this.
So, fellow colleagues, friends, and, family. Something has come to my attention that is personal to me specifically, and as you've noticed, I haven't been around a lot. With what I've come to learn and what I've come to know, it's taken a bit of a toll on my mind in regards to decisions and being capable of being a mayor to the city. And I think it's best that I give up my position, and potentially I will actually be going back to Azimuth.
Are you out of your mind?
If it wasn't important,
That was talked with them before.
I wouldn't do it, but
Doesn't
this
seem to be even the case.
has to do with my family. And something that I thought that was gone, my mother, has... Well, I found out she's alive.
How?
My magic that I've been learning.
I'm thinking maybe she should have talked to Amaris before bringing it to the council's attention.
Yeah.
Love spats never go great with government power.
It's not exactly
I received a
good place for it.
vision, or a dream, or something that I just know that I need to find out.
A vision. You're basing your livelihood of going back to the place that subjugated you, tortured you, and kept you
Didn't
as
go
nothing
well.
more than property.
This is not
alone
going to go
on
well.
a vision.
I think maybe we should.
Do you know?
Oh god, she's armored up.
This is about to get worse as well.
Oh. So are we used to the insane things?
Don't you pull that on me.
Oh, this is...
Maybe we should
Let's
just
look out the window and see if there's anything bad going on out there first, because if it's armored up, then...
Maybe there's some interesting thing outside.
There's a lot of people at the blacksmith for some reason. I wonder what's going on there. Hopefully it's not burning down.
That would be quite a shame.
It would. There's a lot of people in there.
Can leave that.
Yeah.
They'll take you back.
Yep.
No, they won't. This time I'm free, and this time I have learned. I know, Asmith, I escaped it once. I can do it again. I just need to go back.
Maybe we sneak to the shop and start making countermeasures for the anathema, because they are a bigger
Yeah,
threat
I
than
did
what
have
a lot
a
of people are
few
accepting.
ideas, so maybe
Obviously,
we
a journey
just...
to Asmith is not exactly
Yeah, it's just a...
town.
Just-
The people.
Hey, like, are you also in the boat of...
This might be a lava squirrel. This might be beyond a council ideal.
I think this is less
think
of a...
we just sneak
I
out.
think Violet has said what he needed to say to us. We can go.
Yep.
Let's...
You know, as part of the council, you
Seek refuge there. It was my home for a time.
What?
Should we inform her? Should we inform her?
Inform who? What?
I don't
She's
know.
talking seriously to Blake downstairs in an awkward whisper, so that's also a concern.
Wait, what?
This is why I don't leave my library. This is why I don't leave my books.
We are
What's
trapped in this nightmare
what's
right
the
now.
Blake talking about, the Vadeva?
Wait.
Do you think that window opens?
Don't.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Oh, no.
No, it
Okay.
hinges.
I wish it did.
And that one's off center.
I mean, is there a seam? I mean, I could just...
Stabilizing or something? I only caught part of it, but they said something about stabilizing.
Who the fuck is dying?
I don't...
Medical call.
Well, yes, the medical
Okay,
and the head
maybe-
medic right now is having a nervous breakdown. It says, go for
Okay,
the
maybe
ambulance.
you should go. Maybe you should go. Just in case.
Maybe we should
Just check.
Maybe we should all just escape, because this is
Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, just
We're not going to miss anything. Let's just go.
Together in a decision to find someone, either take my
Just Oliver says something about
Excuse me. I had stabilizing.
a decision.
Temporarily, who will you leave to make the hard choices? Because you can't leave that position.
Oh my... Holy fucking shit. Ah, I can talk again.
Okay, so the information I just heard was the fact that it's Cece and Luna put together. That is the
worst combination.
What the fuck? We had a 2-hour meeting and then it turned into a family drama. That's
My telenovelas don't get that good.
Oh my god. So, My thought on this. As I was talking to Triel when you had to go to the little tieflings room, definitely room.
Tiefling?
Definitely. Sorry, I don't.
Whatever.
I'm reading my fantasy books too much.
Okay.
The book Jasmine has. We need to get our hands on it. We need it. If we're trying to find it limited, she would probably know. She will probably not trust me. In a sense, I kind of forced her hand with this. I knew about this elk book for about a month and a half, but she didn't tell anyone.
Kind of needed to be
I
told.
stayed quiet for the bit.
Why
Yes.
is no one telling anyone anything anymore?
Alright, so
I thought
on
she
this-
was going
so
to.
What we need
The
is
lanterns and candles in the room begin to dim, and the shadows grow longer. A darkness creeping in from every corner.
I don't like any of this.
Hold on.
Okay, who's summoning the grandmother?
Fuck. Everywhere?
You know what? Before I think there's shit, I need
Everywhere. You will see this all around the guild hall. And it will be darker and darker the closer you get to the guard barracks.
Oh my god.
That's not me. I promise.
No, it's not you.
No, it doesn't, because I would smell it right here. I don't. Okay, wait, hang on.
I enjoy your darkness quite a bit. This I don't like.
This is eerie.
Yours is contained. This is everywhere. Is it? Hang on. I'm going downstairs.
Is it getting darker?
It's still dark.
It's still dark.
Why is it dark?
Okay, so I have an idea I wanted to try. So we can get the book, but an idea I had is it's nothingness. The energy it's nothing. What if we make a rune that detects nothing? An absence
What does that
of
even look like?
a rune, an absence of energy.
Stuff before.
So that's my thing.
Basically,
Baron Lecter, Professor Lecter, whatever the fuck he goes by, he was apparently someone who researched into entropy, the lack of mana.
So basically,
whatever he does,
we could make a rune that detects all mana and look for the absence of it.
essentially, yes, it's just an super advanced mana scanning or inverse mana scanning.
Inverse. It'd be
Possibly
inverse, but it is really dark.
It's really dark.
That explains it.
Oh, there goes that candle. There goes.
Oh, there it
Follow it
goes.
out.
Oh,
That was the last candle.
oh, and there goes God.
Oh, there he goes.
And there goes all the
Oh no!
Theo's room.
What a shame.
Bro became a vegetable.
He did like her.
Anyways, I'm
Right.
assuming that a town hall meeting is done now or whatever.
It's
Yeah, not
became
really.
a bit of a family drama. More than a. You should talk to Violet.
Let
You should
Violet
ask
tell
her,
you.
Not to Morris. You should talk to Violet.
She in there?
Yes, she is in there.
Cool.
I'll be honest, I don't really see a problem with people walking in anymore.
No, not at this point. That is broken down to a point.
That was okay.
So is the reason it's very dark in the place? I'm assuming.
Because Luna let loose a lot of energy.
Got it. I figured.
You mean lack of energy?
But also she's back in like her humanoid form somehow.
Yeah.
Well, that
covered
takes
in
care of
black.
the collar.
Where
Also, I need my books back.
was Luna?
We need a question for you. You know what? You have a question for her.
Would I be able to see the books so I could make notes of them myself?
Yeah.
Cool.
As long as you give them back to me.
Where was
Yeah.
Luna taken?
I might keep them for a few days so I can actually properly read through them. I'll just pick some up now.
Skylar, cells underneath.
I'll just get some now. Or not.
Thank you.
Weird darkness going on.
Yes, the
weird
darkness.
Yeah.
Very weird darkness.
It's not stuff. Yeah. I seen something bad.
Blake, is that you?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Just
I know that's your face.
hopefully Jasmine doesn't just stay in there and listen and comes back out.
He's when he's bred.
Melisandre's been waiting for 2.5 hours.
I'm well aware.
Yep, that was a long
You
fucking
get the
meeting.
books for me from Jasmine. Let's go.
Jesus, we okay, yeah.
Thank you, Arbus.
Oh my gosh, it's bright.
Oh, isn't it great?
I can understand why. I heard that you guys came in and blocked the attack, right above me. I saw the sword.
I wasn't even
and the
involved in
strength
those
of
talks.
the,
I just was. I'm
I
just
hate my
tired
life.
because.
I'm not very well
yeah.
some words. But
So you weren't involved and you're still just tired. That's even more. I don't know if that's better or worse, honestly.
I am mana burnt right now. That is why I'm
I
tired.
actually got stabbed.
Fair
from the
enough.
side. It was,
What did you do?
The crimson red was falling over the stones of the sea.
Probably whatever they want.
Messy,
I'm.
actually.
They might
But
have
I
talked to you a
survived.
little bit.
One of our
I
friends
did some
had,
work.
unfortunately, fell after. The
I might need
I didn't say it.
consulting on something.
So which one did you want?
Okay. The one that needed the cipher.
You actually got me to safety.
It's already decrypted, but here.
To bring me inside the tunnel and there
I have a
was
copy already, so give that back to me though. I still need that.
Right.
I would love to tell you about it, but it's secret.
Hey, Celica, good to see you.
Did you see me earlier? Did you see
I
me?
did.
Did you?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
Yeah, secret
So,
tunnel.
what did you need?
Yeah, song. Secret tunnel. Oh, never mind. What?
What?
Secret
sorry.
tunnel.
What did you
Yes.
need? I'm in a mood to not take 2 hours
I
anymore.
don't know what happened to it. There used to be a secret
You're in
tunnel.
prison?
Well, I don't want to talk about it in like the
Obviously.
middle of the town, so.
It's
I'll leave
pointy
you guys
way.
alone.
Nobody
Make me
wants me
crazy.
to come too, so I'm just gonna follow.
Yes,
Oh my God.
I know
It's
you.
me
I know you were
improvising
told
casual
about
lines
it.
at this point.
Cool.
Talking and talking and talking. After all, that's our job. Blake!
Yeah.
How come I was not invited to like the big guys singing up there? I mean, am I not your second in command?
You are my second in command. Believe me, you didn't want to be there. It was a waste of time.
Trust me, he's not wrong.
Well, you have to tell me more, right?
I will. I got this to do. She's been waiting for a long time. I'll let
They
you
have
know
been waiting for
afterwards.
2 hours. Fuck that meeting.
My brain has been rotting very hard.
That meeting can go fuck itself. It should never ever happen again. Please.
Oh, oh, believe me, I do not need to be told that, judging from the topics, and I was just like, you know, I'm sure I could tell you the solution to the problem in 5 minutes, and you're not going to do it because you have too big of a heart.
Correct. You're not wrong.
And now suddenly, of course, Luna things happened.
Oh, I did love that. I loved what everyone was warning about happening. It's great.
Yeah, it's almost like people can foresee the problems, and the ones who have the means to address them are like, no, let's just...
No, it's fine.
Farm. You give her a fucking sheep as buffet. Why the fuck not? She only assaulted 3 fucking people.
Yeah, she did it. That is something I did learn, is I did assault the adventurers that came, which were allowed here by the Baron. So, problem.
I'm sure that won't come back to bite us.
Oh, not at all.
Anyways, I'm going here because it feels like the most appropriate place to talk about things, because it's... Well, it's out of the way, and also it just feels reminiscent.
I see.
The last time we gathered to talk about something egg-shaped.
God fucking damn it.
Not the same.
No. I thought you said you talked to him about it.
Well, not in, like... There was a meeting going on. I didn't have time.
Okay, well,
You could have just yoinked me to the side and whispered. They
Yes,
were
you
doing in
explained
circles a
better.
lot.
Some kind of artifact with somebody stuck in it.
The amount of circles we went in, I'm surprised people aren't dizzy.
Somewhat, but alright, so it is currently stored somewhere else for safety and to keep it away from prying eyes of people, because I know at least one person would probably try to steal it if they saw it in my hands, and I don't really want to deal with that shit. So, just to put all the things out on the table, the item in question is Euphoria. I am trying to fix it.
So that's where it is.
To,
Understood.
Yes, I have the real one.
Oh, good. Wait. Hold on.
By permission of Wolfric.
No,
Wolfric was the one who
okay.
sent me to go get. Yes, the one that CC has been stealing is fake.
That means there are
No.
2 clay fakes and a fake. What? Okay. Whatever. There are 4. There are 4. 1 real.
You
Whatever.
would know if it was the real one or not, just at a glance, but...
Oh, I'm sure I would.
I have been doing work upon it, and the magics that I have been able to cast upon it to... First off, whenever I'm casting upon it, it is as if I'm casting upon the same sort of feeling as if I'm working on... Can I help you?
Okay, why the fuck is anyone coming here right now at this very moment, at this very point of the day?
Well, I sleep up here sometimes. I'm making sure my traps aren't here.
That makes
You have a
sense.
house.
I didn't used to.
Ah, fair enough.
Why
Sorry
would
for
you
being
trap
snappy.
a
I've just had to
tower?
deal with an entire meeting.
Because